What's up, everybody? Josh Engleman here for Stokastic.com, back with the process for Wednesday, July 6th. Make sure you're hitting that like button right out of the gate. Subscribe to this channel. Hit the notification bell so you know when everything goes live, and then follow me on Twitter at Josh Engleman. But don't stop there. Head straight to PrizePicks. Sign up using the promo code Awesemo, AWESEMO, so that you can get up to $100 in an instant match deposit bonus. If you put in 50, they're going to match with 50. But if you put in 100, they will match with $100. We've got the free PrizePicks player prop tool at Stokastic.com. I think that will help you out tremendously. And honestly, who doesn't like free money? You should take advantage of that. I don't have a lot of money after yesterday, that's for sure. Doesn't look like it went all that great for the rest of my Stokastic brethren. For now, I'm going to take a quick look at yesterday's MLB results. Again, quick look. We'll touch on today's MLB contests along with the best contests for this weekend's PGA event. So one of the big things that we looked at yesterday during the process show was my scoring and my aggregate ownership in relationship to, in this case for yesterday, for Adam, but like I looked at it through a bunch of other 150 maxers, and I filled that hole a little bit today, or for yesterday, and I'm happy with the way that it went. I did have a minor hiccup yesterday when prepping my lineups. I wish it was something that I could actually show you guys, but when I run my sims, I realized that I didn't have my positional filter set, which was creating a situation where Luis Garcia, the shortstop, was getting Luis Garcia, the pitcher's projection, at which point every lineup that I had already generated with Luis Garcia, the shortstop, immediately ranked at the top of my list. So I noticed that at 7:02 when I started filtering all of my stuff. So I had about 3 minutes. So I immediately just removed every possible lineup I could have with Luis Garcia, the shortstop, and then put my lineups in. So this wasn't necessarily my best 150, but it was pretty close. I only had to delete 40 or 50 lineups out of 1,500 yesterday that had Luis Garcia, the shortstop. So I wasn't too far off. I'm not using it as an excuse, but I had no idea what was actually in my lineups when I submitted them. Just to show you what I played, I could add my exposures pretty quickly here. We'll switch that to base, and let's go ahead and add me back in. Drag that over here. Since I'm not in the same contest, it's hard to look at everybody else's exposures at the same time. But I was not all that heavily exposed to anything. I was under the field pretty significantly on Luis Garcia, but I was quite a bit over on Tyon, Spencer Howard, Jeffrey Springs. None of those things worked out all that well because the best pitcher on yesterday's slate ended up being Jose Quintana, which no one expected. So I had a little bit that wasn't all that helpful. I had some Pepiot, didn't really matter. Highest exposed pitcher or hitter yesterday was Jose Ramirez, who didn't do very well, and then Rhys Hoskins, who had a complete 0. So not the best that I could hope for. Down 30 lineups cashing. I did not have a 1%er. Closest I got was, let's see, two 2%ers. I think that's what it is. Yeah, two 2%ers. But that's about it. Similarly, as I look at the relay throw from yesterday for everybody at Stokastic, not great. Everybody got clobbered. Nobody really placed all that well. We had guys getting into the top 1%, like Eddie did. Maybe he had more than one. Adam, I know, did. Sean did. Even Alex did, even though he was the biggest profit loser on the slate for yesterday from everybody for us. I did want to look quickly at Adam's exposures and everything. So when I look at mine, FC projections, I do not use. I'm not saying that you should or shouldn't use them. I'm just saying I don't use them. So I can use these things as a reference point. If I just look at the lineups that get shown on this screen, I don't know how many it is. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, basically 22 lineups. So you can see 22 lineups on the screen at any time. My highest FC projection was 110. My lowest was 105. If we look at the same thing for Adam, his was 112 to 107. Slightly higher, but nothing crazy. Not as big as the gap was yesterday. Similarly, at the bottom of the list, the quote-unquote worst lineups from from a projection standpoint. Why is this not scrolling the way that I want it to? Am I scrolling wrong on my Apple mouse? I hate this Apple mouse thing, man. It just it doesn't catch up with itself sometimes. Okay, here we go. So we're at the bottom now. So these are the bottom lineup, the bottom 22 lineups for Adam. 87 to 95 for Adam. And then for me, 80 to 92. So I'm a little bit lower than him, but nothing too crazy. If we look at actual ownership, my low total was an aggregate of 39, high of 59. Adams, as we look at it, low of 41, high of 64. So we're way closer. If you remember yesterday, my bottom 22 lineups were all below Adam's worst or lowest owned lineup. So I was way too contrarian. Now, if we see at the top end how chalky he was, oddly enough, his best lineup was his chalkiest lineup, 111 to 131. And if we look at it for me, 109 to 135. So I dialed in my ownership and my projections in a much better manner than I had yesterday. That makes me happy. Let's just quickly look at average aggregate ownership. So if I check this out right now, my average ownership was 82.5. And if we look at the relay throw yesterday, and I'm going to do it for all of the 150 maxers from yesterday. We're going to aggregate by user, and then we'll take the average exposure. And again, just quick reminder. I'm losing my mouse. Oh, this thing keeps dying. It's driving me insane. All right, 82.5 is what we're looking for. Now, at the high end, Team UGA 29, 144. That's a big time number, but that's okay. You know, we see Hoff up top, B. Kreider, the boss man, Alex Baker coming in at 103, Eddie at 99, DeColts at 98. So we work our way down. We get to Adam at 86. Again, remember, mine's at 82.5. I would have been the low man on the totem pole 2 days ago. Now I'm, up quite a bit higher than Big T. Let's change this FC projection to average as well. But quite a bit higher than Big T here. You get me off of the ass end of it. So I'm more in the mix than I was 2 days ago. And I'm happy about that. And if we look at it, my average FC score was 98.2 and 82. Okay, 98.2 and 82. So we'd be looking at what are the odds there? Basically the same sort of projection and ownership as, I'd like to say Wakey, but former friend of the program, Chris Randone, similar spot here. Also got clobbered yesterday. Kudos to Buffoon, I believe, for taking it down. But I'm happy now. I've got, and also kudos to Big T here. Getting into the hundreds with a low number that looks pretty good. Meanwhile, who's the highest ownership percentage? Yeah, 98, but ST Gray, not the best, I would say, from yesterday. You never know. I'm just sort of making it up. Not really. I'm happy with where I got. And I made some additional changes this morning. I dug into lineup construction and really loved the first crunch that I made. Really making some changes, really changing those leverage calculations. I know Larry asked in the comment section yesterday what I'm doing for leverage. That would have just been optimal rate minus ownership percentage. But I'm going to pay attention to it a little bit less because we're continuing that no stack mechanism. Tomorrow we'll look and see how everything's been doing over the past 2 or 3 weeks. It should be a relatively light Thursday, so that seems pretty easy to do. But that's where we stood for results from yesterday. It wasn't good at all. But again, you guys got to remember, and I'm not trying to harp on it too much, but remember, it's it's highly unlikely that you're profitable on any day as a 150 maxer. You can see it didn't go well for the Stokastic employees yesterday. Even if we don't want to look at just everybody that works for Stokastic.com, let's just look at the 150 maxers for yesterday. And this is something that people do pretty regularly. There were 61 people that max entered the the relay throw yesterday. Just want to turn off the number of stacks, use a little bit more space. Again, 61 people max entered the relay throw yesterday. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 were profitable. 7. And the large majority lost over $1,000. Just remember, everybody's losing on a regular basis. The thing that we're trying to do is to hit this one right here, right at the top of the heap. Where is it? There it is. Buffoon. Number one, profit 99,000. That's the key takeaway here. That's what we're trying to do. That's yesterday's review. Let's look at contests for today, and we'll go through baseball really quickly. Baseball stinks today. All of the prize pools are down. Freedom Series still exists, so you can get in that free roll. But if we look yesterday, relay throw, 333,000. Batter's eye was 100K. We're down to 250 and 80. We lost out on a couple different contests that are now under a 10K buy-in. Even the 50 cent mini max is 7,500, down from 15K yesterday. The four-seamer, which was 60K yesterday, is down to 30K today. So they completely gutted the prize pools for baseball. I'm not telling you to not play today, but I'm getting in the 50 cent mini max again because I don't really have much of a choice at this point. But much worse contest, in my opinion, other than the fact, like in everything, where it's a lesser prize pool, it's a lesser top prize, and it's lesser money per buy-in for finishing in the top 1%. It's really not fun. Chin Music is at 10K today. Yesterday, it was at 12K. And then the base hit is at 15K today. Yesterday, it was at 25K. So they just completely slashed all of the prize pools for baseball today. So just in summary, so you guys can see it on the screen right now. Let's not minimize that far. We're going to get into the mini max for 150 entries today, and then a single shot into the skipper. But we're not, sorry, I have that wrong. That was yesterday's. What we're doing today, mini max again, but we're not going to do the skipper. I don't really love the payout structure, so I'm just going to double up single entries, one into the base hit, one into the Chin Music. What we really want to talk about here is golf kicking off tomorrow, and it locks early, like 2 o'clock early or something. Yeah. So the Genesis Scottish Open locks tomorrow at 2:15 a.m. So if you are trying to play in this contest, you need to get in your stuff today. Otherwise, this is all going to be filled. Now, it's pretty standard fare for golf. A week ago, we saw 800K into the pitch and putt. It's 800K into the pitch and putt. 300K into the drive the green. 300K into the drive the green. Basically, every one of these contests are the same. Instead of getting in the dog leg on the opposite side of the mini max, I'm going to do 3 entries into the mulligan. In my opinion, if you're playing contests for golf this week and you're not a very high dollar buy-in guy, I would love doing one individual entry into the dog leg. I think that's the best single contest that exists for DFS golf. If you're playing one lineup, it should probably be in the dog leg. Honestly, I'm rethinking it now because it's so much better. I'm not playing 3 in the mulligan. I'm playing 1 in the dog leg. I can't help myself. You get the reduced rake. You get the 0.05% of the total entries, 1 in 2,120. It's the 60K total prize. So I assume it's 6K up top, just guessing. 39.9 times your buy-in if you finish in the top 1% on average. It's just a great contest. The birdie is not far behind. If I didn't simply want to play 150 lineups, 20 entries into the birdie, like if you have the $100, 20 entries into the birdie and 1 into the dog leg is where you should be. I'm just really interested in harnessing 150 max strategy in golf right now. So I am sticking to that for this show, but dog leg and birdie, $93. It's the best combination you're going to find. Top it off with like an entry into the caddy if you want. After that, like the Drive the Green is the best contest, but obviously the hardest. 71,000 entries is going to be real tricky. You got to put more into the pitch and putt, but it's probably going to pay you off quite a bit better. I do like the Albatross. Like the Albatross is just a slightly lesser version of the dogleg. So if you don't have the 33, don't be mad about trying to get into like the Albatross and the birdie if you have to. I think all of that would be totally fine. Don't love the short game for 20, but it's also fine. So ultimately, we're gonna do. Oh, you know what? I don't think I'm gonna do the dog leg because I don't want to go over that $100 mark. Even though it is golf, I'm gonna stick to my guns. I'm not gonna go over the 100 mark. We're gonna do 99. We're gonna do the mini max and the mulligan, changing my tune up. But listen to me when I'm saying the dog leg is the spot you need to be. So let's get registered for everything now. Let's start it off by getting into the mini max, or actually. Yeah, let's start it off by getting into the mini max. That's fine. So Scottish Open, 50-cent mini max. Wow, almost filled. I 100% need to start doing these on Tuesdays. So make a note, golf officially every single Tuesday. Definitely Tuesday for next week because it's a major. But from now on, golf every single Tuesday. Don't think twice. Let's grab some random golfers here. Grab Ryan Fox, whoever the hell that is. And Chris Kirk. There we go. 50 cents in. Golf placeholder in. We'll go to 149 entries here. And then what was it? The mulligan? Yeah, 3 entries into the mulligan. $98. We already got one in, so that's 99. Boom. Done. We hop to baseball now. Yeah, we hop to baseball. We'll get in the same sort of stuff for today. We're going to do mini max, which is oddly enough, like I don't want to say almost filled because that's not true, but almost filled. All right, lineup is in for the mini max. So we're going to do 150 lineups in baseball. I am not on the deeper dive tonight. So if you have any questions, either jump into the comment section of this video or hit me up on Twitter if you got any questions for tonight. I am going to be around. A lot of DFS coming up for me aggressively over the next week. Wife is out of town. Nothing else to do. All right. Registering to baseball. 149 into the mini max. And then what the hell did I say that I was playing? Chin music and the base hit. Got it. There's the base hit. And there's the chin music. 91.50. Done. Locked and loaded. Baseball lineups in. Golf lineups in. Hurry up and get your golf lineups in as well. That'll do it for the process for today. Tomorrow, we're going to look at all of the results we've had since the beginning of June. It is not going to paint a very nice picture, but that's fine. Sample size is very low at this point in time. I'm not reading into anything. Maybe we'll win tonight and it will look great, but come watch tomorrow as we break down all of the results we've had since the beginning. Hit the like button, subscribe, notification bell, all that stuff. I'm out of here. That's the process. Peace.